Yes, good morning. Do you hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Okay. के हो तिमीहरू चाहिँ के त लास्टमा झन् तात्नु पर्ने तिमीहरू त सेलाए जस्तो लाग्यो त एकदम ढिलो ढिलो जोइन गर्छ ओके so this is the last chapter of your course ethics in the workplace. Okay. I have highlighted some points. So see here, goals. What are the goals of this very chapter? Explain what it means to act ethically. What is that? So people say, oh, act ethically, be ethical. You must have some ethics. So what is that? Describe a culture of ethics. What is the culture of ethics? Then here, develop a plan for resolving an ethical dilemma. If you are in ethical dilemma, that is whether it is to be done or not to be done. If you have this kind of dilemma, confusion, how to solve that? Understand the barriers to ethical behavior. And if you have some difficulties, you are going to follow ethical behavior. You are going to have the ethical behavior. But if there are some barriers, so how to understand those barriers, those difficulties? See, so yeah, that is ethics refer to those values. Okay, ethics refer to values, that is honesty, hard work, courage, etc. So honesty, hard work, courage, and so these are very important. So for being ethical, if you want to be ethical, it means you must be honest, you must do hard work, you must have courage. Okay. So here you will find 6 core values, 5 things technical communicators can do to practice honesty. If the technical communicators wants to practice honesty, then there are 5 things that they have to do. So these are given here. Okay. So ethical principles for technical communicators. So if the technical communicators are going to have ethical principle, so if they want, so what are the ethical principles and for technical communicators? So these are the points given. So legality, honesty, confidentiality, quality, fairness, professionalism, etc. So these are the ethical principles for technical communicators. I mean, for any professional person, for any professional person, these are the ethical principles: legality, honesty, confidentiality, quality, fairness, professionalism. So I leave this document to you. You will read this. So we are going to discuss further. See, so here, what is ethics? The principles and values that help people resolve questions of right and wrong. Okay, so what is right, what is wrong? Okay, so if you are able to solve these questions of right and wrong, the questions of right and wrong, it means you have ethics. So you have the ethical values. Okay, so the principles and values that help people resolve questions of right and wrong. You have the questions of right and wrong. Okay, and if you are able to solve those questions of right and wrong, it means you have ethics. So a system of ethics or morality, so generally that refers to morality, is based on values, the ideals that govern a person's actions, and these are those values which govern, which control a person's actions. So our actions are controlled by morality. Our actions are controlled by our morality, that is moral values, and that is ethics. So many people have similar values, believing in honesty, justice, hard work. Okay, so many people say that we should be honest. We should have we should believe in honesty. We should believe in justice. We should believe in hard work. So many people say this. So what is this? This is ethics. This is morality. Okay. Hard work and equality. For example, values help people set rules or principles to guide their behavior. So, ethics are those values which help people to make rules. Okay, so make rules or principles, and these are the things which guide people's behavior. Okay, so here people's ethics come initially from their families and culture. So that is important. Okay, so people's ethics come initially from their families and culture. So now see, what we can say, that is, by looking at somebody's activities, by looking at somebody's behavior, we can easily judge, that is, his or her family background. So to which family he or she belongs, to which culture he or she belongs. Okay, so we can know it from the activities that he or she performs, the behavior that he or she shows. So that's why people's ethics come initially from their families and culture, where they may have learned the golden rules. So generally, people learn some important rules in the family. So do unto others as you would have them, do unto you. I mean, so what is the meaning of this sentence? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I mean, whatever action you demand from others, you have to show same kind of action from your side first. Okay, so it means, what does this refer to? If you want to get respect, then you should respect others first. Gender. If you want to get respected, if you want to get respect from someone, then you have to respect that person. So remember this point. Okay, so this is very, very important point. If you want to get respect from someone, you respect someone first. Okay, so so see, okay, so also these things you can read. Also, the words great religions contain moral systems of conduct by which people are encouraged to live. Do not kill, do not steal, do not lie. Okay, so these are the things generally people that is tell others. Okay, do not kill, do not kill, do not steal, do not lie. What is this? These are ethical behavior. These are the things of morality. Okay, so we are we live our life by this. The world's greatest religions contain moral systems. So that is in every religion there is moral system of conduct, and that is every religion says do not kill, do not steal, do not lie. So this is ethics. Okay, you can read this. Now, benefits of ethical decisions. Living ethically allows people to reap the consequences of their behavior. Okay, so if you live your life ethically, then you have very good result, you have a better result. So living ethically allows people to reap the consequences of their behavior, such as gaining the respect of others. If you have ethics, if you live your life ethically, then you can gain the respect from others. Okay, you can get respect from others, and having access to the privileges of society, and whatever the privileges of the society has, you can get those privileges, you can get those facilities. Responsible and ethical people ethical people get to vote, borrow money, serve in public office, and travel freely. So only the responsible people and only the ethical people can have the vote, can have the right. They can only those people can borrow money, and people will lend money. So that is, people don't want to lend money to irresponsible people or dishonest people. Okay, so serve in public office, only those people and give service in public office, and only responsible people and ethical people can travel freely. Okay, the people who are irresponsible, the people who are dishonest have no freedom. Okay, only honest people are really free people. Only you can say that is responsible people are really free people. Okay, so acting ethically helps a person live amicably. Amicably means that is friendly and responsibly with other human beings, right? So if you if you are ethical, okay, if you have ethics, then you can live your life with others very friendly, in a friendly way. You can, live responsibly with others, okay. Keeps an individual's conscience clear and provides peace of mind. Say, if you have ethics, then you will have clear conscience. That is, you will have clear wisdom, right? And it provides peace of mind. All the time you will feel, you will have peace in your mind. You will feel peaceful, right? Define a person's character, showing what person he or she is. So when you define somebody's character, so when you define, when you describe somebody's character, so what you say, what kind of person he is or what kind of person she is, whether he is honest or dishonest, okay, whether he is responsible or irresponsible, okay. So these are the things you mention. Okay, very good things are given here, okay. If you are in the workplace, but because after having this degree, you may start your job, you may join job in certain organization, so you must act ethically, okay. If you have ethics, if you do the work ethically, then the floor is open, then you have lots of opportunities, okay. You have many opportunities in front of you. Now, consequences of unethical behavior. See, if you have unethical behavior, if you are not ethical, then what are the results? See, when people do not behave ethically, they are subject to the pitfalls. They have lots of difficulties. They have lots of complaints, and that are the results of their poor judgment. Okay, possible conviction, possible convictions, questionable reputation. Your reputation will be questionable. So people will raise question, and guilt. So there will, that is, you will have guilt. You will feel that is, people will say that you are guilty. So unethical behavior affects not only an individual personally, but also family members and members of society who must deal with the consequences. Now see, so never think that. So that is, so every person has family. Every person lives in a certain society. So if that is in a family, single person is that is unethical, then all the family members get affected. So the whole society get affected, isn't it? So see, what these are the results of unethical behavior. Not only that person is that is not only that person is affected. If that is, suppose a certain person from certain family has committed robbery, okay, right, has committed some that is unethical work in the office, and suppose that person is sent to jail, okay, sent to imprisonment, then the whole then all the members of that family are affected. The whole society is affected. If that belongs to certain, if that person comes from certain village, the whole village is affected. The whole society is affected. Remember, so that's why. So you must have ethical behavior. Okay, other things you can read. Now, creating a culture of ethics. How can we create a culture of ethics? So to encourage their employees to act ethically, companies can create a culture of ethics. So that is, in a company, so there are lots of employees, and if the companies want all the employees to act ethically, if the companies want to encourage the employees to act ethically, then the companies have to create a culture of ethics. And so this is a climate that supports integrity. So culture of ethics creates a climate. Culture of ethics creates an environment, and that environment supports integrity, that is honesty. That environment supports mutual respect. There must be respect for one another, and that environment supports fair-mindedness. There must be good judgment. So in such a climate, everyone knows that values matter. So if that kind of environment is created, in a certain company, then everyone accepts, everyone knows that values are important. So values matter most. To create such an ethical culture, leaders must set the example and actively promote ethical behavior. Now see, so in order to make such kind of environment in a company, the head must set the example. The head of that company must be ethical. If the head of the company is ethical, automatically all the personnel involved in that company will be ethical. So that's why this thing should start from the head, from the that is manager. Okay, so leaders must set the example and activity promote actively promote ethical behavior. Okay, so leaders must set the example. Leaders must prove themselves to be the examples for others. Okay, so leaders must promote ethical behavior. So this should start from the leaders first. Only then other people will follow, other employees will follow. So if the leader is wrong, if the you can say let's say that is the manager of the company is wrong, if the manager is unethical, then how can one expect ethical behavior from other employees? It's not possible. So that's why it should start from the manager. Okay. So about some ethical leaders given here. Now see, the experience at Johnson and Johnson underscores one of the principal findings of the ethics. You can read this. See, leaders who model positive ethical behavior affect the ethical climates of the institutions they run. Very important thing this is. Okay. Okay. Just a minute. This is from the survey. Okay. See, leaders who model positive ethical behavior affect the ethical climate of the institutions they run. Now see, suppose you are the head of certain institution, then you must be the model. You must be the model for others. So you have to start acting ethically, and it affects the ethical climate of the whole institution. Okay, managers, supervisors, and co-workers who set good examples mean that other employees are more likely to make appropriate moral choices. So if managers, supervisors, and co-workers, if they become the role models in the institutions, then other employees will automatically act ethically. So employees who perceive their leaders as moral beings feel less pressure to compromise ethical standards. Observe less misconduct of the job, feel more valued as employees, are more satisfied with their organization overall. Okay, see, if in the organizations the leaders are ethical, then it becomes very easy for other employees. Those employees will have less pressure. They don't feel pressurized there. Okay, so they observe less misconduct on the job, and they will never they will never misconduct on the job. So right, they will show good conduct on the job, and they also feel more valued as employees. They get respect. They feel themselves to be valued. Okay, highly valued as employees, are more satisfied with the organization overall. And in this kind of environment, that is all the employees feel satisfied, that is with that kind of organization. Okay. होइन भन्दैन ओ कुन अर्गनाइजेसनमा काम गर्छ ए फलानामा ए त्यसमा काम गर्छन् धेरै राम्रो हो यस्तो उस्तो हैन त्यही त्यसैबाट त चाहिँ कि त प्रेस्टिज आउँछ नि ओके नाउ द कल्चर अफ एथिक्स responsible leaders say culture of ethics as responsible leadership sets the stage for creating a culture of ethics in the workplace, and this can be done only by the responsible leaders. The leaders who are responsible, can create a culture of ethics in the workplace. Okay. Now, so to create an ethical climate at work, one that fosters responsible behavior from employees and their leaders, the Ethics Resource Center encourages company to hire ethics officers and set up ethical oversight committees. So now see, so in order to create such kind of ethical climate in the workplace, so one that fosters responsible behavior from employees and their leaders. Okay, so if we want responsible behavior from the employees, if we want responsible behavior from the leaders, then for this, what is there? There is Ethics Resource Center, and that resource center encourages all the companies to hire only those officers who act ethically, who have ethics. Okay. In addition, companies should commit publicly ethical behavior. Leaders should evaluate and reward employees' ethical conduct. Keep communication lines open, and most importantly, walk the talk. Okay. So leaders should evaluate. So leaders of the organizations should evaluate the employees' ethical conduct. So if they show good ethical conduct, sometimes they should be rewarded. If the employees who have ethical conduct are rewarded, then other employees will also start acting ethically. Okay. So other employees will also bring improvement in their conduct. So keep communication line open. So leaders should communicate with the employees freely, and most importantly, walk the talk. So leaders should not have any kind of hesitation to talk to the employees. A good place to begin is with a published code of ethics, a written place to make responsible moral decisions. So in a workplace, there should be code of ethics, and all the employees, all the people involved in that organization should be encouraged to follow the code of ethics. Now, a corporate code of ethics states a company's commitment to ethical behavior. This is corporate code of ethics. Corporate code of ethics means that is company's commitment to ethical behavior. That is, if a company has commitment to ethical behavior, then that is called corporate code of ethics. Okay. Now, writing a code of ethics in companies for which no code of ethics exists, you may be asked to help write one. So suppose in a certain company, there is no code of ethics and you have been asked to write one, then you can write in that way. So you can follow these things for code of ethics, or you may start your own business, one that could benefit from a written code. Writing a code of ethics requires you to think about your personal values and to reflect on the values you want your employees to exhibit. So if you are going to write a code of ethics, then in that code of ethics, what you can mention, what kind of action you want from the employees, what kind of conduct you want from the employees. So all those good things you write there in code of ethics. Okay. Personal code. The process begins with your personal code of ethics, a statement of your values and standard. You can begin by taking a hard look at your own sense of values and ethical conduct. This is personal code. Personal code means so what is your sense of values and ethical conduct? How you look at values, how you look at ethical conduct, that is your personal code. Okay. So here in personal code, you have what are your core values, what are you passionate about, what lessons have you learned. Okay. So all these come in that is personal code. So what are your core values? It means list values, what are important to you. Okay. Then what are you passionate about? Think about your career goals or your hobbies. What do they tell you about your life's purpose and directions? What are you passionate about? Okay. So what is your life's purpose? That is, in which direction your life is moving. Okay. Then what lessons have you learned? What lessons have you learned from the situations you have encountered? That is in life, in while working in the workplace, you might have faced different situations. So what you have learned from every situation. So on the basis of all this, you can that is on the basis of all this, your personal code is determined. Okay. What is the personal philosophy say? This is important. To be rather than to seem. To be rather than to seem. So avoid seem. Avoid, okay, that is seem rather than, that is to be rather than to seem. It means you must be, you don't seem. You must be, for example, you must be honest. Be honest. Don't seem to be honest. Right now, you have two things. One is be honest. Another is seem to be honest. What is the difference? Tell me. Be honest. Another is seem to be honest. But I say he is honest. And another sentence I say he seems to be honest. He is honest. And another he seems to be honest. Then which goes to ethics? Which sentence goes to ethics?
He is honest.
Okay, he is honest. He seems to be honest. So that is unethical. Okay. So to be rather than to seem sums up my approach to life. So this should be your approach to life. If you want to live your life, be honest. Don't seem to be honest. Okay. And that is, so similarly, be courteous. Don't seem to be courteous. Okay. So these are the things. Be wise. Don't seem to be wise. Okay. So to be rather than to seem. Sums of my approach to life. I'll stay true to myself. You always be true to yourself and not obsess over what other things. So leave that. What other things, leave that. So you be true to yourself. People, not things, is my motto. Always regard the people. Always regard the people. So think, not things. The pursuit of things will never come at the expense of people. You cannot gain anything in your life at the expense of people. By that is showing disrespect, by showing disregard to other people, you cannot gain things in your life. If you want to achieve something, then the first thing that you have to do is you regard others. You must have respect for others. You must have regard for others. Only then you will be respected, you will be regarded. So that's very, very important thing. Okay? Things become easy in your life. If you want to make your life easy, then the first thing that you do is regard others, respect others. Whatever they think, that is their problem. Okay? Don't worry about that. Whatever they think, if you respect someone and whatever they think, that is their problem. Don't worry about that. But respect others, surely and certainly you will be respected. Okay? You will be regarded. And that is the things in your life become easy. Your life will be easy. Okay. So again, corporate code given here. Company code. Corporate code means company code. So what are the company's values? All these are given. You can read. What do you do when faced with an ethical dilemma? That is what is right and what is wrong. If you are in dilemma, if you are confusion, what to do? The best approach to prevent an ethical conflict in the first place by acting above board, talking about decisions with people you must trust, following your personal values, and knowing and following the values held by your company. Okay. So if you have ethical dilemma, okay, if you have ethical conflict in your mind, then how you can solve this? So you talk about the decisions with people you trust. Whatever decisions you have taken in order to solve certain problems, you have taken some decisions, and so you don't know whether the decision is right or wrong. You have conflict. then what you do? About those decisions, you talk to those people whom you trust. Then whatever personal values you have are those decisions based on your personal values. Similarly, then know and follow the values held by your company, and whatever values your company has. So are your decisions based on the values of the company? So you see, on the basis of this, you can judge that, and you can solve this problem, ethical dilemma. So you can read all this. Okay. Choose a responsible course of action. Choose a responsible course of action. See, so over the centuries, philosophers and religious leaders have given advice on how to select a responsible course of action. The following criteria are often touted as a way to judge the right thing to do. So people have confusion. What is the right course of action? What is the right thing to do? So people have confusion in this matter. So some criteria given here. That is rights. So will my action infringe on the rights, that is personal freedom, and dignity, that is self-respect of others? So whatever actions you are going to take or you have taken, are those actions based on the personal freedom? Are those actions based on dignity? I mean, that is whatever actions you have. So do those actions that is do those actions fulfill your personal freedom? So do those actions respect others? If I see, simple example, if I drink and drive, I am taking away someone else's right to drive on a safer roadway. Okay, so suppose the driver drinks and then drives. Then what is this? That driver is that is taking away somebody's right, taking away the passenger's right. Okay, so that's why. So it means if the driver drinks and drive, so that is it means the driver is violating the rights of others, violating the rights of that is the passengers. Okay, so when you take any action, so you should think whether that action depends on the personal freedom of someone, or whether that action depends upon the respect of for someone. Now, justice. Are my actions just or fair? Whatever actions you have taken, are those actions fair? Okay. Utility. Will my actions affect most people in the best way possible? So this is the utility. What is the use of the actions? Will those actions affect the people in the best way? This is utility. Care. Do my actions so that I care about and I am considerate of others? Okay. So whatever actions you have taken, do those actions have good impact upon others, considerate of others? Empathy. Do I have empathy for other people? Empathy means what? That is, if you feel sad, I also feel sad. If you feel happy, I also feel happy. This is called empathy. Sharing the feeling, same feeling, having the same feeling as others have. Okay, so do I have empathy for other people? So if that is whatever actions you have taken, do those actions so that you have empathy for other people. What others people feel, you also feel the same way. Okay, this is empathy. Consistency. Is my decision consistent with my other policies? So whatever actions you have taken, so are your actions consistent with other policies, or that is there is a difference. I mean, your actions and your policies. So do your actions and policies differ, or they agree to each other? Then values or principle. Is my action consistent with the values and principles I follow? So whatever actions you have taken, are those actions dependent upon the values or principles that you have? Universal consequences. To envision universal consequences.
This class will end in 10 minutes.
What will happen if everyone?
This class will end in 10 minutes.
Okay. So whatever action you have taken, so think of the universal result of that action. Do you think that whatever action you have taken, other people will follow the same action? Okay. Then extenuating circumstances. Do extenuating circumstances need to be taken into account? So that is, my instructor does not accept late papers, but if I am in an accident on my way to class, perhaps he would change her rule based on my unusual circumstances. So this is called extenuating the circumstances, avoiding the circumstances. Avoiding the circumstances. Whatever action you have taken, so do those actions avoid some difficult circumstances. For example, suppose that you are going to submit the paper, okay, and to your instructor, and your instructor doesn't accept late papers, but on the way, what happened? You had an accident, right? And you couldn't submit the paper in time. Then so the instructor changes the rule. Changes the rule. It means the instructor has avoided the circumstances. Okay. Okay. When do you blow the whistle? You blow the whistle, do you know? है ना? त्यो आज तक रूपमा जाएंगे तो सुन्दैन घन्टी बजाऊ भनेर, हैन, फलानुको घन्टी बजाऊ. If somebody commits some mistakes in the workplace, तो त्यसको चाहिए तो whistle बजाउने, त्यसको घन्टी बजाउने, isn't it? A whistle blower is a person who publicly alleges an organization's wrongful practice. Okay, and whoever is involved in that wrongful practice, whoever is involved in that wrongful practice, okay, whistleblower, that is alleged that person. Okay, so that person is that person is shown to be in fault. So this is the job of whistleblower. घन्टी बजाउने काम गर्छ नि त्यो wrong doers को. Whistleblowing takes courage and conviction, and although some companies welcome reports of misdeeds so they can correct them, many want only to continue business as usual. So many people who do the wrongful practices in the company, so and although some companies welcome reports of misdeeds so they can correct them, many want only to continue business as usual. So many people want to correct those practices, but most of the people that is want to continue the business as usual, even if they commit wrongful practices in the organization. Laws have been enacted to protect whistleblowers from retribution from their employers, and actually in order to protect whistleblowers, so laws have been enacted. Okay, so there are laws that those laws protect whistleblowers from revenge, because if whistleblowers point their fingers at that is at the people who do the wrongful practices in the company, so in order to protect those people, in order to protect whistleblowers, so there are laws, because those people that is at whom whistleblowers point their fingers may take revenge. So that's why there are laws to protect whistleblowers. Okay, why is it so difficult to behave ethically? The other things you read yourself now. Okay, complete. End. Okay, so your course is completed. So for from this chapter you will have only theoretical questions, and I will post those theoretical questions. 1 or 2 questions I will post that you will be doing. Okay, and so tomorrow you bring. Okay, actually formally today is the last class. I give you the questions, you complete the questions, I'll make correction, I'll send you.
This class will end in 5 minutes.
Okay,
This class will end in 5 minutes.
and I will send this file also, and so 3, 4, 5 that is left here, passage, sorry, chapter 3, 4, 5. So for that also, I'll highlight the lines and then I'll send you. So formally, today is your last class. Your course is completed. So whatever assignment you have submitted, I'll check all those assignments and I will return. Okay. So course is completed, but you come, that is tomorrow also, because tomorrow I'll check assignment. If you have any, if you have committed any mistakes, so I'll tell you about those mistakes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So next week also I'll do the same thing. In class time, I'll check your assignment. Okay, in front of you, I'll check your assignment. That will be better, isn't it? Okay. So course is completed. Today, course is completed.